Okay, I'm going to explain how to do question 9 and 10 and a couple of other questions coming up. Question 9 and 10 here comes from exercise 1.9 on page 40. Now, in this question we have simplified the absolute value of n divided by n where n is not equal to 0. N cannot equal 0 because if it is, this expression will be undefined, okay? So you need to know why they write this, because you'll need to know that for question 10. Now, in order to simplify this expression, you have to use your absolute value definition. And I've written that over there. You can see it on the side there. Absolute value of x is equal to positive x if x is greater than 0, and you've got to put a negative in front of your expression if x is less than 0. So you can just apply that directly here, right? So absolute value of n, okay, when, let's get some room here, when n is greater than 0, you're going to have positive n, right, like positive x, over n. This n here doesn't change, but this one here will become the positive n, right? And that's equal to 1. Right, now when n is less than 0, okay, this will be minus n, right? According to definition, that's what it is because n is less than 0. All right, so minus n over n, which is equal to minus 1. Okay, so therefore, the absolute value of n over n simplifies to plus or minus 1. Okay, now let's do number 10. Number 10 says simplify x minus 2 over the absolute value of x minus 2 and state which value cannot be x. Right? Again, we use the definition. Now, I could already state which value won't be x, and yes, you guessed it, it's x equals 2, because if you put 2 into here, into the denominator, you're going to get 0. Absolute value of 0 is 0. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. Okay? So, x cannot equal 2. We can write that at the beginning. Alright? Alright. So now we have to see what happens when x is greater than 2. Okay? So when x is greater than 2, this expression stays as it is. Take away the absolute value signs. Top expression stays as it is. Okay? That doesn't move because there's nothing around that. Bottom one stays positive. Right? When you simplify this expression, you're going to get 1. Okay. When x is less than 2, right, top expression doesn't change. However, the bottom expression, remember you have to put a minus in front of what you have, x minus 2. Now when you go to simplify this, that becomes minus 1. Okay, because that x minus 2 will cancel that x minus 2. That becomes 1 over minus 1, which is minus 1. So the expression x minus 2 over the absolute value of x minus 2 is going to be equal to plus or minus 1, okay? And x cannot equal 2. Let's just write all of that on one line. All right, now another question I want to show you coming up is in the test yourself exercise, I think. Let me have a look here. No, it was in the challenge exercise coming up on page 43. All right, so it's question 15 in the challenge exercise. All right, and it says that we have to simplify absolute value of x plus 1 over x squared minus 1 for x is not equal to plus or minus 1. Now, x cannot equal plus or minus 1 because if you put 1 plus 1 in here, you're going to get 1 squared minus 1. It will give you 0. The expression is undefined. If you put minus 1 in here, minus 1 squared gives you 1. 1 minus 1 gives you 0 again. The expression will be undefined. So that is why they've written this. Okay? But we need to simplify it. So we're going to write that when x is greater than minus 1, because if you let that equal 0, remember what I told you before, let that equal 0, okay, you're going to get x equals minus 1. So you'll write an expression for each one, greater than minus 1, and then you're going to write when x is less than minus 1. So when it's greater than minus 1, remember that stays as it is, according to the definition, over that stays where it is. Okay, you can simplify this expression through factorisation. So x plus 1 over difference of two squares, x plus 1, x minus 1, and then that will cancel with that, leaving 1 over x minus 1. So when x is greater than minus 1, you're going to get that it simplifies to, and I can't even, I'll move the camera over, that it simplifies to 1 over x minus 1. On the other hand, when x is less than minus 1, then you would write, get rid of the absolute value signs and put a minus in front of the expression, okay, over what you've got on the bottom. Let's go straight into the factorisation of it, because we know we have to cancel, right? That will cancel with that one, leaving minus 1 on top over x minus 1, okay? You could also write 1 over 1 minus x, because you can bring that minus to the bottom, okay? And if you bring that minus to the bottom, you're going to get minus x plus 1, which becomes 1 minus x. So you could write either one, right? I think the textbook has this answer here, all right? They're both correct. All right, so when x is greater than minus 1, you're going to get this expression, and for x is less than minus 1, you're going to get that expression, okay? And that is that simplified.